Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Casper. I have quite a bit of things to talk about, so sit back, relax, and before we fully jump into this video, I just want to ask if you guys could please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and I do greatly appreciate it. Now, also, before we fully jump into this video, I just want to ask, how are you all doing today? Comment down below how you guys are doing. I'm doing pretty good overall. Today we did see a little bit of a bleed. The market is down about 345. Bitcoin did lose about a significant, like $2,000 in value, which is nothing too crazy, but you do see the alts kind of reacted a little bit, more to that. Overall, I'm not too concerned within this market. I'm still very bullish. I'm watching this weekend very closely, and overall, I'm still very bullish on Casper. I know that Casper has been showing some signs of weakness, opposed to what it has shown in the past. We are down about 7.81%, and that's not too bad, honestly. I've seen, alts react, a lot worse than this before. We are down to almost my point of re-entry on the dip, but overall, I'm not too concerned about the price action lately. I think that this is still a very strong asset. Now, we could be either in a wave 2 or a wave 4. What's the difference? Well, wave 2 leading up to the wave 5, would allow for us to go much higher. If we are in a wave 4 out of a wave 5, we're not going to go too much higher from this price. AKA, we'll probably only go to about like maybe $1, somewhere around that point if we are in a wave 4. Now, of course, I'm not saying that we can't go on a parabolic ride on the wave 5 and, hit like $1 to $1.80. I'm just saying the upside is limited if we are in a wave 4. But if we are in a wave 2, you guys already could tell that we would go much, much higher. So I'm hoping for us to be in a wave 2. It looks more like a wave 2 in my opinion because, we're basically going off of, if we go to the year to date, 1 second. So if we're going off of the lows back into the summertime, our wave 2 wouldn't necessarily be this point that we hit back in August. It would be more so the point that we just recently hit. So this would essentially be our wave 1 followed by a wave 2 down. You could technically go off of this wave, which could be a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and then wave 5. But ultimately speaking, I still think that we are in a wave 2. So, of course, we just have to watch the charts play out. We got to watch the price action play out. But for anybody who does want to get into Casper, I'd look for a solid entry point very soon. We could come down as low as possibly 15 cents exact, or we can go even lower at about like 14.5 cents. So watch for those points of entry. I'm going to be watching those closely as well. I'll probably buy if we do go that low. Now, I do just want to clarify one final thing before we do move on from looking at Casper. We're going to be talking about Casper this entire video, but I seen something that was a call for concern yesterday. So a lot of people were saying that the tokenomics for this asset, there's a large, wallet that holds a large percentage of Casper. It could be the foundation because the foundation is holding about 46%. But the thing about this is that this is also the staking wallet. And when I say staking wallets, for anybody who is new to crypto, just to give you guys an insight, so you could actually stake your jig stack on the stack bank. But the problem with this is that for anybody who is new to this asset that doesn't know about that, would come down here and look at the percentage of total supply held and see this wallet holds actually 23.84%, and this one holds 19.6% for almost a combined total of almost half the entire stack. Now, the thing about this is that this is the staking wallet, and here is the farming wallet or the liquidity wallet. So a lot of these are specifically different for a lot of assets, and I think that a lot of people need to kind of look into that before they do make their assumptions on possibly one wallet being one individual who is holding a large percentage. That is not the case with Casper. Now, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about some updates. So we did see that Casper Pad is now launching both on Casper Pad and PokeBridge. Now, PokeBridge is not, something to disregard. It's a 150,000 follower bridge platform. So this is pretty big, and this is all powered by Polkadot, and I actually don't even know why I don't follow them, but overall this is pretty big, and a lot of people are going to love this in my opinion because it's going to allow a ton of social volume and a lot more attention to Casper and what Casper is doing. And we do know that this launches on the 10th of December, which is tomorrow, so I'm very excited for this, and I think that this is going to be awesome nonetheless to really kind of look into and watch this play out perfectly. Now, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about what is happening within this scene. So yesterday I tweeted out something about like CNBC talking about Web3 and Web3 adoption. So if we do come down here, I think it was like earlier yesterday. It was very... All right, so yeah, it's like it's far back. Oh, here we go. CNBC talking about Web3 and the future of this entire market. $140 trillion future market valuation potential of Web3, in my opinion, is much bigger. Crypto will be the heart and soul of the future decentralized web. We are getting closer and closer to mainstream adoption. And that is the case right now. First off, if we're looking at Casper in general, just look at the investors and advisors on Casper Network. This is, a zoomed out chart of Casper, and pretty much you could see where this could go in the next couple months. It's pretty huge. And then, of course, we did see this yesterday. So Casper Network is designed to boost the adoption of blockchain technology, smart contracts, and dApps on a global scale. Casper is rated A3 on the Eveo, I hope that I said that right, rating platform. Casper is truly a blockchain for builders. Casper is entering an exciting phase of its bull run. And I have always said that Casper itself is not only a developer-friendly asset, but it's also an enterprise-friendly asset. I also do apologize if you guys do hear my dog barking in the background. Amazon just dropped the package, so I do apologize. But overall, this should give you guys a clear insight on why this asset is going to pretty much prosper ahead of a lot of other layer 1 networks. It's because it's literally the choice for developers and enterprise grade solutions. Now, we also seen this. It's almost the weekend, and you know what that means. No, not parties, options, expiration. Sorry, I don't know why I want to say expirations. Check out this data to see if you're going to have a happy or sad Friday. And we do see here $1.1 billion in Bitcoin options expire on Friday, but data points to sub 55K Bitcoin price. Now, this is going to be a significant thing. Honestly, this could allow us to have some juicier entries on Casper. I would wait to see this actually play out tomorrow before you guys do buy. Now, also, I do want to talk to you guys about what CNBC was talking about yesterday. So, first time Congress is having a full hearing on cryptocurrencies. Highlights from the prepped CEO's testimonies. Industry equals booming and here to stay, not Wild West, already regulated. Regulations need updates. Risk of not innovating. Crypto equals more than Bitcoin. And they are talking about Web3.
To dig into some of the challenges and benefits that come with these innovations. And Kate Rooney is going to be watching all of it and has more for us. Hi, Kate.
Hey, Morgan. Yeah, this hearing kicking off just a couple minutes ago. This is crypto's biggest day yet in Washington. You'll see a lot of big names testifying today. You've got the CEOs of Circle, FTX, and Paxos, also the CFO of Coinbase. We have Brian Brooks. He's the former head of the OCC, now the CEO of Bitfury, and the CEO of Stellar. We've gotten written testimonies ahead of time. A couple consistent themes here. First, they all say this industry is booming and it's here to stay in some form. As Circle's Jeremy Allaire puts it, quote, stablecoins and internet-native capital markets are not too big to fail, but they are too big to ignore at this point. The second big argument, guys, it is not the Wild West, they say. These companies underline that they are already extensively regulated. The CEO of FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, says there are irresponsible actors in the digital asset industry, and those actors tend to attract the headlines, but FTX is not one of them. Coinbase's CFO, meanwhile, is the most explicit here, asking for updates in Washington to fit crypto. Alicia Haas says existing regulatory regimes often don't accommodate this new technology. Third, they are appealing to Congress members' competitive side. They're talking here about economic interest in the U.S. and the risk of not keeping up with innovation, as well as a risk of tech talent leaving, not just from San Francisco to Miami, but as Brian Brooks put it, there are a surprising number of talented founders that have left for Portugal, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Singapore, and other jurisdictions that are not at all unregulated, but that have a more positive posture towards growth and innovation. And finally, the executives try to make the point here that cryptocurrencies go well beyond Bitcoin. You'll hear this term today, guys, Web 3.0. It's talked about as the next iteration of the internet, with a lot of different applications being built right now on blockchains. As I said, the hearing's still going on. We'll bring you any headlines as we get them. Carl, back to you.
And Web3 is going to absolutely explode. Now, I've always said within Web3, guess what Casper becomes? The giant of the space. Because Casper, as well as many other, gems in the space that I've talked about, like HBAR, are going to be incredible assets to hold for Web3. Okay, now I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about Fountainhead. Now, I already gave you guys an update on this in terms of this digital economy for, this Jade industry. But Fountainhead is actually very interesting. So we do see source technology, use technology to promote trust, use technology to achieve creation. Now, the company here, you can pretty much read about them. Aiming at the huge market gap, building a digital smart consensus economy based on blockchain plus industry and releasing trillions of value. Targeting the huge market gap in supply chain finance, using blockchain technology to empower and transform China's real economy and upgrade China's real industry to a digital smart economy, helps the industry's digital transformation and ecological expansion, opens up assets and funds, and promotes the digitization and financialization of assets. This is going to be pretty big, okay? I just want you guys to understand that their products and technology are all labeled here. Global leading technology blessing, Casper CBC, the world's leading blockchain star technology, has the most scalable and open bottom chain technology. The long-term goal is to build China's enterprise-level smart and secure blockchain application platform. Guys, I don't need to tell you guys how big this is. Just listen to that. Look, just read that a few times and just think how huge this asset could be. Okay, I'm just going to say this. If we go over to coin perspective, and let's go to Casper, at 1 trillion in market cap, and I know that this is a stretch, trust me, I get it, $360 per Casper, a 2,210x. Do I think that this is achievable? Long term, yes. Currently, no. But I just want you guys to understand what Casper is doing. Okay? The core team of Wanquan Technology includes the world's top technical experts and former global top 500 executives. This is going to be big data technology. This is going to be artificial intelligence, and digs into industrial finance, digital trade, and other scenarios to improve efficiency and upgrade models for the industry to realize the digital economy. And of course, we do see their product case for the Jade NFT platform. Wanquan Technology will prepare a joint financial technology company with the local government of the Jade and Jade industry to promote the upgrading of the local industry in the form of a platform. And the industrial upgrading plan of the Jade industry is an important part of it. And of course, here's their about. Now, we can't translate this. I don't know what this says, to be honest with you. I just translated their entire, website. But here's their customers and ecology: Casper Labs, Pegasus, American Express, which this logo here is rough, but it is American Express. So these are some big names and some big visions. Now, of course, this website, in my opinion, needs a little bit, work done to it, but it is still the idea on what they are focused on here. This is $1 trillion easily product. And they are focused on some big asset classes. Okay? And like I said, if we just go to $1 trillion on Casper, all right, say for so that's a little bit of a stretch. There's not many assets in this space worth $1 trillion. Granted, whatever. $100 billion at least. 220x. $36 per. That is massive. All right, you might be wondering, well, that's a little bit too much. $10 billion, still a 21x. $50 billion, 110x. And $50 billion, gets us into easily the top 5. And that's just at the current prices of this market. So, in my mind, Casper has such a bright future, especially with, focused use cases like this one. that is focused on many governments and financial institutions and serving enterprises. Products and services include empowering local platform bases. It's going to be huge. We just see Casper announces BitGo integration and OKX listing to broaden institutional access to the Casper ecosystem. Now, this was going back to October 29th. In my mind, I still think that this is going to grow and grow and grow, because more and more, exchanges are going to want to list Casper. All right, first off, and here are some of those, greater pros and cons of listing Casper. But you could see what Casper is doing. All right, we do see here, unlike other layer 1s, developers that are new to the project can be building dApps on Casper within 4 weeks. There's no need to learn Solidity. Not only that, but it's one of the greatest layer 1s out there. Secure and resilient, born out of the fundamental principles of security, decentralization, and scalability, Casper has championed a more energy-efficient blockchain consumption model since its inception. On top of that, the Casper network supports features and makes it friendly for development, iteration, and evolution by Web 2 and Web 3 developers alike. This is going to be huge. Okay? This is going to be huge. And of course, you could read all of this if you'd like. You can pause the video and read it. This is some incredible stuff. So in my mind, Casper has an extremely bright future within this space. Yeah, I think that the market sentiment right now is a little bit bearish. I think that we could go a little bit lower, especially if this happens. Okay, if this leads to a bleed, it's going to get rough. So definitely pay attention to this weekend. I'm paying attention to this weekend, and with all of that in mind, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day, a beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.